Global tensions are rising, markets are unstable, and currencies keep losing value. While governments print more money, smart investors are moving into physical gold and silver. Assets that have protected wealth for centuries. That's why more people are turning to Charlie's Gold to secure their future before the next financial shakeup hits. Don't leave your wealth exposed. Own something real. Own gold and silver. Visit charlies.gold today.
Good morning. It's Monday. It's the 10th of August, 2026. It's the morning after the night before, where I'm in Singapore. And yesterday was National Day, National Singapore Day, 61 years of independence from Malaysia. And there was huge celebrations here in Singapore, and we were privileged enough to see it all. It was an amazing event. But back to mainstream news as to what's happening in the world. And of course, in this part of the world, we hear the different side of the story to what we hear in the Western world. I'm going to talk about Iran. The first question I'll ask you is why? Why would America want to attack Iran? Well, if you believe the media tells you that they've got nuclear weapons. Well, we knew that when they did that with Iraq, weapons of mass destruction, it was all lies. And I can assure you, it's exactly the same with Iran. The purpose of attacking Iran for nuclear weapons is a complete lie. But what I can tell you is that what was installed in Iran by the United States corporation was many terrorist cells and in nuclear enrichment products that were given to them by the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, followed up by the Bidens, to give them an excuse to go into Iran, to attack Iran, because Iran didn't want to be part of the Rothschild banking system. You don't have to take my word for it, do your own research. Iran never wanted to be a part of the Rothschild banking system. So where we're at right now is a very interesting phase, because Trump is dismantling the US corporation. So there's people in America that Trump keeps saying we've got an agreement with Iran. This is to satisfy the US corporation. He's making America great again. Iran will never be part of the Federal Reserve banking system of the Rothschilds. Never, ever. And all of the plans in the past to destabilize it have failed. It's an empire that's never fallen. It's a beautiful country, by the way, full of beautiful people. But starting with the Bushes, followed up by the Clintons and the Obamas, there was terrorist cells that were set up inside Iran and nuclear enriched uranium that was given to them by Obama. Given to them. And what Trump is trying to do is get all of that back from the bad guys that were installed by Obama and Clinton. That's what's really happening. So don't fall for the absolute BS you're hearing on mainstream media, because Trump is actually a good guy, whether you like it or not. He's dismantling what the US corporation installed in this country to destroy it. Iran won't fall. The US will lose, but America will win. Listen to what I just said. Iran won't lose. Israel will fall. The US will fall. But America will be great again. Donald Trump will make America great again. Not the US, not Israel. That's all being dismantled. And we're seeing it in plain sight. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, starting with the Clarity Act, it's taken another step forward in Washington, with the Senate leadership formally beginning the process to bring the bill to the floor. A key cloture vote is now expected on September the 15th, and 60 votes will be needed to move the legislation forward. The bill has not passed yet, but this is the furthest it has progressed through the Senate process. If cloture succeeds, debate and further votes will follow.
Everything is happening at the right time. There's a lot of people out there that, oh, we wanted it done now, we wanted this done, we wanted that done. Let me explain something to you. Patience comes from God. Satan rushes everything. Satan creates fear, creates panic. This is how the world has been since time began. Satan creates confusion. But if you're patient and you're calm, everything will be done in God's time. And God's time is perfect. We're watching that right now. We're watching everything roll out perfectly. Not in your time, not in my time, in God's time. And it's that patience that comes from God. And if you're struggling with it, you need to renew your link with God. Because God will give you the patience, because God has an abundance of patience. And God will share that patience with you so that you don't live in fear. If you're living in fear, it's because Satan is rushing you, is pushing you. That's where fear comes from. Whereas if you're patient, all good things come to those who wait. That was a saying my father used to say 50 years ago when I was a kid. All good things come to those who wait. We're seeing a huge transition right now in the world with what's going on everywhere. Iran is actually, the people of Iran are actually laughing, and I've told you this before. They're laughing at what the media are putting out there, because the people of Iran, most of them, not all of them, most of them are good people. There is an abundance of Christians in Iran that are rising up. They're rising up and they're good people. But what was installed in Iran by the US and by Israel, Israel did it for their own ends, for the greater good of Israel. And Donald Trump is allowing it to play out so that you can see who's truly evil. Because Israel has controlled the US for a long time. A long time. The US sold their soul to the devil. And the devil, whether you like it or not, is Israel. It's Zionist. They sold their soul. And right now they're rushing you. They're pushing you. They're creating fear. They're doing everything they possibly can because the light is exposing the darkness. And the darkness has always been there. They've always been there. But now they're being exposed. So don't live in fear, because God always wins. And God has won this one. Enjoy this journey. It's amazing. True.
Next up, central banks are continuing to increase their exposure to gold. China reportedly added nearly 20 tons in July, extending its buying streak to 21 consecutive months. And South Korea is preparing to purchase domestically produced gold for its reserves for the first time in 13 years.
Now is the time to buy gold. Right now, today, August 2026, buy gold, buy silver. It's about to go. It's started to go already. Don't be too late. China is so far ahead of the game, and it's almost divine comedy, because do you know what they're buying gold with? Paper. Paper dollars. That's what they're buying gold with. US dollars. US dollars are made of paper, not backed by anything. But America and the world up until now are accepting paper for the real thing. If you've got dollars anywhere, it's paper. It's not worth the paper it's written on. Now is your chance to change your paper for gold. And if you go to charlies.gold, my website, if you're in Europe, we have a company called Orvesta. who will help you with buying of gold or silver. And if you're in America, we've got Noble Gold. But either of those companies will help you if you store your gold or silver with them. So you don't need to live in America or live in Europe. You can buy from either of those and store it with them. That's what I've done. I'll leave you with that thought, and that was the news. On Monday, the 10th of August, 2026. What an amazing time to be alive. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays.